Hey there, so this is a VCR mechanic teaching video. It is sped up a little bit. I'm on my Warden Healer right now, and we're just going over to the first mini boss over here. Okay, so when you first start on this ad pole, you're gonna want to go after the creepers first. Sometimes you can have your group split up to go one or the other. Healers are really gonna have to focus the tank when he gets hit by that monstrosity debuff. So the creepers are down, monstrosity's down, and now we're waiting for the mini to come out here. Okay, so on this one, we're focusing on the Griffin first. This mechanic right there, you saw my screen turn blue. That is when you need to bar swap for 10 seconds and stay off of that, or else it'll get voltaic overload and blow up your friends here. So when the Griffin is down, you want to focus the Griffin. This is Reliquin, so you'll be focusing Reliquin when the Griffin is up in the air. The tank needs to make sure to dodge roll the swipes, or else they can put a nasty bleed on you and it'll just keep going and going and going. Okay, so that you saw Reliquin did something where he was almost heavy attacking everybody. That needs to be interrupted, because if it completes, it puts a lot of dot on people, so you can always block, and that'll help mitigate some of that damage there. You'll want to block that conal AoE that he does as well. So otherwise you're stacking right behind the Griffin, or right in front of the Reliquin when it's that time. So you can see that when people have that voltaic overload is when their weapon's overloaded. It'll say that on your screen. Sometimes it doesn't come up if there's another synergy or text coming up, and you can see the pillar of light over people's heads too, so you'll know if they have it. You just saw that go out right there. Okay, so my job here is to keep up Olo, so I'm doing Olo and Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is a bit of a healer help in here as people are kind of learning this, so it's a good one to run. I also have Earth Core on. Okay, so you saw it interrupted there. You're going to want to avoid those little AoEs on the ground that are coming at you. They stun you. You can kind of just do some fancy footwork and get around them. That portal you'll see in the middle, you need to go downstairs on 2 different teams. So just have 2 go down on these minis, and they're going to go down, break the crystals, and there's going to be shards up here that usually just the kiting healer will go grab. If you have that designated. Sometimes people say free for all. I find that makes the fight last a lot longer if people are just constantly running away from the group, because 2 or 3 people will run for it. Okay, so once those are sent down, then those orbs get run from those broken shards to broken crystals to the shards that get tossed down. It's a little AoE. Okay, so you'll see the Griffins are already dead here. You want to make sure that they die relatively close to each other, because if you don't, then all these creepers come out and it just gets crazy. You also don't want to put the Griffin by the mini, because if you do that, then they'll enrage and people die, and it's just terrible. Okay, so next we're going to the next mini. Right, so we'll start again with these creepers and the monstrosities. So you can pretty much just focus down the creeper, then the monstrosity, and then you'll get the other ads will die just to AoE. Okay, so next we have Cioria up here, and this mechanic, this fight's very similar. The mechanic you'll see different is that fire. So if you get the fire AoE glowing around you, you need buddies to stack on you. If you don't have buddies on you, saw that just exploded there, you will die. And so will the 1 or 2 that you have with you, if that's the case. There really needs to be as many as possible on you. If the tank gets it, he just needs to run over real quick, right when it's about to explode, then go right back. Okay, so let's just kind of rinse and repeat with this. And then you'll still have where you have to go down. So I was talking about going down those portals. You need to have 2 different teams that go down, because if you have the the shade, if you have that on you and you go down again before the timer's out, then you will die right when you go down. So you alternate teams and you'll have a backup. You'll definitely want mag in this trial. You can sometimes have a Stamplar, but it really is best to do mag, mostly mag blades. You can have a mag sword if you want, there's no real reason to. Magplars are okay too. Okay, but the mag blades seem to do best when they go down in the portals because they can run Dark Cloak and they have Expedition from their Twisting Path. Okay, so you'll see that kind of happens. Same kind of stuff with focusing the Griffin first and then focusing the Mini when the Griffin goes up in the air. If you find that your Griffin is a lot higher than your Mini is, then you'll want to focus your Griffin when he goes up in the air, but usually when he gets close to execute. Okay, so try and avoid those stunts if you can. It's not really that easy to avoid all of them, just try and avoid the most that you can. Healers, you'll want to definitely heal through that. You'll want to keep a little bit of an eye on the tanks. They're going to need some heals, especially on the Griffin, because the Griffin hurts. So if you want specific tanking advice on this, go ahead and ask and you can give that, get that to you. I'm not going to really go over all the specific roles and what they do, just general mechanics in this video. Okay, so you will, if you've noticed when he jumps, you see that rolling fire going by. That's why you want Cioria way far away from the group. If you keep him in the group, then that rolling fire will wipe people. If you get hit by one of those rolling AoEs of fire, you want to stay away from those. Okay, so we're going to our last boss here. See, there are 2 creepers again on this one. Tank always needs to hold the monstrosity, or else he'll one-shot anybody else. So healers, you'll just want to keep him really healed through monstrosity. So you can see that his health, DMAX health drops super low, and we just pushed him all the way back up because you need that healing debuff to go away faster, else he'll die. Okay, so this is our last mini here, again with the Griffin. That is Gallenway, and this one has the ice. So what happens is a player will randomly get the ice. You'll see they're off to the left right now. It's called Hoarfrost. You'll want to drop that to the side of the group. You'll see that happened again, and then someone else needs to run and get it. The reason you want to drop it away from the group is because you cannot have that when you go down in the portal, so you need that, anyone who goes down the portal to not have that, and it also hurts when you drop it on people. Okay, so that's the main thing with that. You'll get a white pillow over your head, and you kind of see it near the left, and that person dropped it behind the group, not in the ideal place, but you'll see that person off to the left just dropped it. If you don't drop it, you turn into a pillar of ice and crumble and die. So right when the synergy comes up, you're going to need to hit the synergy that says Shed Hoarfrost and get rid of it. Okay, so you're just going to avoid all those AoEs on the ground. Don't stand in that ice circle around Gallenway over there. It's not going to be very fun for you. So this part right here, it starts to happen. As you'll notice, those AoEs grow around people. It goes to 3 random people. You don't want to stack that on the other AoEs. So you just go apart and you block, okay, to mitigate some of that damage. So that's one of those shards that we sent down. Usually you'll have about 2 or 3 cycles of this on the minis. If you're burned slower, you're going to go through a lot more of the portal cycles. Those Yagra kind of hurt a bit after a while, so it's nice for tanks to kind of drop them in the group if they can. If not, DPS just walk over with them. So just had that ice AoE again they needed to block. See, that person didn't get rid of the Hoarfrost, so they exploded. It's either a pile of ice crystals, I guess. Sometimes you can't get through the gaps in the middle there of those AoEs, so you get stunned. So you can see I have the Hoarfrost right now. I'm trying to stay a little away from group. Someone was waiting to grab it from me. It is random who it goes to after, I believe, the 4th one that you get. Okay, sending down another shard. So the minis will port, which is why you want your off tank to be in a specific place. He'll port to the farthest one. So if you have 3 tanks here, it's nice because you can have one set up on the opposite side to grab the other port so he doesn't jump onto the DPS and hurt everybody. That makes it a lot harder for everyone. Okay, so just repeating with that, Griffin's down. You'll see that the Gallenway is really close and the creeper started to come up, but now he's dead. So we're good on that one. Okay, so now is Zamaja. So it's going to be the same with the portal phases, but there's always going to be a monstrosity that comes up. I forgot to mention that on the minis, if you don't get that done in time down below, then 3 or 4 monstrosities come out and just wipe the whole group. So you can't miss doing those. Run them as fast as possible, the orbs to the AoE shards that get sent down. Okay, so here you're usually split up the group, or just have all the DPS go to one side, which is what we're doing here, and then just a healer and a tank go the other side, or a tank go the other side and the healer just kind of toss them some stuff from time to time. So you can see that debuff from that monstrosity. We healed that back up pretty fast. Definitely want to have blood altar here. You want to have bone shield to help with that mitigation, and also like to have seeds so they can pop that synergy also in the warden. You can see I have trees slotted. That's not necessary. You can have reviving barrier. I just happen to not use that this time. Okay, so with Zamaja here, you do not at the beginning want to drop your ultimate. You want to wait till she ports, because it's a really short time till she ports. So she'll just go back and forth. You'll always want the tank to be on the other side so you can keep those laser beams from shooting at people. Okay, so she wants to face away. And the tank really wants to run and absorb mag, or if you're a warden, you can do that crystallized shield, and that can block her heavies. Otherwise, it really hurts. Okay, so the monstrosity's up because they just finished running the portal downstairs, and we just healed that tank back to full, so we're good. The main thing with this, you can see that shade copy that was just there. You really want to kill that before you res, because if someone dies and you see the shade come up and you res them, you will die also, and then all of a sudden you have an army of shades running around. Okay, so another thing on this is you'll only see those orbs floating around. Those need to be killed. They're pretty easy to take down, but they're float around, and eventually they will like dive bomb missile someone, explode, and stun everyone and hurt you. Kind of like in BMO a little bit. Okay, so the tank's pulling the little ads over. Those do hurt if they really focus on a DPS. Monstrosity's up, so when he comes up, just stay where you're at. Okay, even if Zamaja just ported, then stay there, kill the monstrosity, because the heals need to be focused. You can save a Destro to drop at that point. So when you go down the DPS, when you go in your 2 separate groups, you'll want to alternate Team A and Team B. You'll want to send down 2, and then you'll have a 3rd as a backup runner. If you really are learning and want to send down 3 at first, you certainly can do that. But the most important thing with going down the portals, you have to make sure that your tank goes down. So there are 3 tanks generally in this, so you'll have 1 on the main boss, and then the other 2 alternate going down. They can always grab Zamaja if the main tank goes down. Okay, so you'll see here, Zamaja just ported, so we brought over the monstrosity to her. Okay, so if you go down the portal before one of the tanks that alternates with your group, then you will die, because you'll get one shot by something. Okay, and someone just died there because the tank lost a little bit of aggro or didn't get to the front fast enough. That darkness circle that you'll see, the tank kiting in front and someone kiting in back, usually you have a healer or somebody else kiting that darkness. You can see it right now, way back behind the group. It goes to the one in front and it goes to the farthest in back. Okay, so now you'll have creepers out. They come out at 40%. And you'll want to focus those ASAP. When they come out, they'll be priority, then orbs, then monstrosity, then Zamaja. She's last priority. Okay, you also see that conal AoE that you saw when there is a portal going on. It'll send you down if you get caught in it. So make sure you dodge roll out of that, especially main tank. You don't need multiple tanks down there. Okay, so we're just going to keep going with the same thing. You'll see all those mechanics I talked about. That's that thing I just dodge rolled out of. If you do accidentally get caught in it, you can get in that down below. So you'll see I have that circle around me. I dodge roll out of it. When it grabs me, that's from the creeper. That's why those need to go down fast, because if they grab you, they hurt you and they steal all your magicka, and so you need to have enough stam to so don't overuse your stam. Just use it for that, because you have to dodge roll when it grabs you. Wait till that circle solidifies to really dodge roll, and then you can break it. We happen to have a Sork in this group, so DPS definitely grab that Atronach synergy. Okay, so you'll see the creeper over there that need to be focused. Here's the orbs, here's the cone, so it really does kind of end up being a lot of mechanics at once. And then when you get to hard modes, you start throwing in all the other mechanics on the minis you saw all at once. Good thing about those minis though is when they're dead, they're dead. Okay, so this is execute, so it looks like you killed some Aja, but you didn't. So here you're going to stack in 2 teams. You have 1 healer on one side, 1 on the other. So you usually have team A DPS one side, team B the other side. You'll have the tank in front, kiting stuff, and then you need to heal through that baneful mark and all that stuff that comes out. You'll definitely still want to prioritize creepers and then orbs. Okay, so you'll see that's where that big healing debuff came out. You have to heal people back to help as fast as possible. That's why you need to make sure you time keeping out your blood altar synergies. Everyone should have them except for the main tank. You need to keep the bone shield synergy on too, so that people can grab that. Okay, and just keep out your AoE heal. I like to throw out the trees right when that happens, or that's when you'd pop your reviving barrier if you had it. The reason I'm using trees is it comes up so frequently, so it helps really keep the heals going. Okay, so it's really important that you stay and you stack, because you move, you get out of heals, you don't get the heal, you die. Okay, because it makes it really hard to heal you back to full health. Stay in those AoEs as you saw them pop in there. It doesn't matter, you don't want to be running out of them. You want to be able to be healed. And now you're done. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I know that's a little bit fast. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and hopefully that helped out. Thanks. Tell somebody if they won't try it, boy, come on down.